right. We're getting set up, guys.
Hi guys. Hi. Hi. Hi.
We are going to wait for a few more
Who's
minutes.
gonna check us out?
Let me put my phone on silent.
Who's
Hey.
gonna check us out?
Let me put my phone on
Hey,
silent.
hey.
Hey. I'm sharing, guys, on the
Look,
Facebook. Yeah.
looky.
Okay. Still gonna put my phone on silent. Okay. She's watching us.
I am watching this on YouTube. Look. There's a delay here.
I see. This is our first live
On
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Moving on up. They just made that churchy. This is so weird.
It is.
Cut that off.
Okay, so we're gonna give it a few more minutes.
Hi, we have one viewer. Oh, what that mean?
I don't know. It's a delay, so it's taking a minute for. Let me share. I wanna share it with my friends.
Sharing with your friends.
We live on YouTube. We live
Hey,
on YouTube.
hi,
We live
hi,
on YouTube.
hi,
We live,
hi.
live. Y'all pray our strengths. We crazy.
On your toe.
Alright, come on. My phone is acting slow, guys. Alright.
Now share it on my personal page also.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the void out.
So if you're logged in, go ahead and share.
Also, hit the
Share with your-
notification buttons to be notified.
Yes, go ahead and subscribe.
Comment so we can know that you're in the room. Talk to us.
Yes.
We talk back and we don't bite.
If you have any questions, the topic today is single life.
Single. And we on two different brain waves about that single life.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Living single.
Single.
Life.
Alright, that's better. I was trying to, so I could send it personally to some people.
Oh, them cheekbones is
Who's yours?
mine.
Yes, get it out, get it. All right, guys, we're getting ready to get started. So, ooh. I'm just looking up some. Oh, we have two people. Hi.
Hi.
Make sure you say hello when you come in so we can know who you are. And we want to know that you're in there so we can converse back and forth.
Yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and hit us up with the questions also about single life. So while we're talking, life.
And as Maya Angelou would say, still, I can't even do it right. And still, I rise. When someone shows you who they are,
That is so weird.
believe them. I love Maya Angelou.
And still I love.
All right. let's talk about single, being single. We got this topic request about what, 2 weeks ago?
I believe it's been about 2 weeks ago.
But before we start, we're gonna say, what up, Dope Nation?
What up, Dope Nation?
I'm your girl Bree,
And I'm Chris.
and this is Dope Discussions.
Hey.
Hey, when the rock on every block. Okay, we back. But anyway, we talking about single life. We are both single women,
Yes.
single, black, beautiful, plus size women. All of this sauce.
Sauce of the. Is it a song that goes with that?
All this sauce.
Oh,
Y'all go to.
all the sauce is so yummy.
I think that Level Up.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all check out our Level Up challenge.
Yeah, we did the level up challenge.
Yes. I want to particularly talk about not just single in general, because it's hard dating in 2018 in general because of dating websites, because of what else? Why are you looking like that?
The change in our men
Talk about it.
and women.
Sure.
What I mean by that is, with our men, gosh, you have to ask a lot of very personal questions now. Like, one of the biggest right now is, have you ever thought about being with a man?
The downloads.
Yes.
Okay. I understand.
Or have you ever been with one?
And then if that's your preference, that's your preference. How
Nothing against it. I mean, that's your life. I can't put you in heaven or hell. That's not my place. But you have to ask those questions nowadays. So,
And then also, I was talking to one of my friends the other day. It's the family structure. Nowadays, you have it where there's a lot of absentee fathers that are absent out of the men's life and the women
and the women.
lives, because a father is a different role model for a boy versus a girl. So for a boy, he teaches the man how to be a man, how to treat a woman, how to grow up and provide for his family, whereas he teaches his daughter how a man is supposed to treat her. And so with the absentee father, the statistics are through the roof. There are a lot of more single parents raising their children alone, whether it's a male raising the child or the female raising the child. It's a lot of single parents. And it's like, how do we in 2018 not be single? You see what I'm saying? She looked like that was a hard question, because me personally, I used to be one that was like, oh, I'm on Facebook, I'm scrolling, I'm like, oh, they got married, oh my gosh, I wish it was me, oh my gosh, she's pregnant, I wish it was me. And I'm in that place where I'm like, I don't have the emotional capacity right now to deal with it, because a lot of people are starting relationships with baggage. They bring their baggage in, and then the opposite person in the relationship has to deal with their own baggage. Then now they got to deal with your baggage, and vice versa. So then, and I'm not saying that marriage is completely extinct in any way, but you have more single people in general than you have married couples that can last past a year.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. You got a lot of people just rushing to get married, just so they can say, hey, I'm with someone, I have someone, and they are miserable. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be miserable in a relationship, period. Nor do you want to bring children into misery. Like, but there's a lot of that, and there's no balance. There's like a lack of communication, a lack of love, a trust. Like, why would you want to be in a relationship with someone that you cannot trust? Um, and like for myself, like she said, I used to go on Facebook and like, oh my God, I went to school with her and she has 2 kids and she's married now. Or I went to school with him and oh my God, I can't believe he's married now and all this and that. And I had to learn, okay, you have to be just happy for him. Like, it wasn't jealousy. No, that's just not a thing, but for me, but how you just like,
yeah, it wasn't jealousy. Like, it was more of I wish it was me though. But yeah. I'm not hating on you.
No, I'm happy for you.
I'm completely happy for you, but why not me? Why isn't it my time? And that was the thought process that I had at the time.
Yeah. Like, I'm a supporter and I cheer everyone on. Like, I'm so happy for you. I can, like, I'm super excited for you. Can't believe, like, I can't wait to the day, like, but you also in your mind, you're like, okay, Lord, so all those dates I went on, what did I do wrong? Right. Like, and that's the thing, like, a lot of single people always question themselves, like, what did I do wrong? Yeah. It's not that you did anything wrong. It's just that the right one you haven't met the right one yet, and you can't force yourself into a relationship with someone that's not going to happen. And honestly, like, especially for those who live in the spiritual life, live a godly life, you already know God. He will either show you the signs, you pray about it, he'll remove it, or he already showing you, and you still go for it, and it crumbles. It crumbles right in your hand quickly. You're like, oh my God, like, Lord, like, I thought that was a good one. No, it wasn't. And that wasn't the one for you. And I had to understand that, especially when we dealing with a couple that was just not it. I mean, look, as a single person, you deal with the users, you deal with the ones who are just lustful, like just out there sex. Hopefully some adults on here watching this. But, those who are just out there sex, those who are out there money, those who are, just the users, the ones who, or you meet a nice guy and then there's just certain things that person, about that person just
don't sit right with you.
Yeah, it just doesn't right.
I want to also piggyback on something you said a few minutes ago about bringing kids into situations like that. I've known people who would use a kid as a remedy
to keep a
man, or to think that it's going to fix their relationship, and once the kid comes, everything's going to be all a-okay. And as a single person, listen, I ask of you to be happy by yourself first, because if you're not happy with yourself where you are now, you're not going to be. No man, no child is going to make you feel better about yourself at all.
Look, I had to learn that. And when we come on the discussion, we're speaking out of real experiences. Like the things that we've actually dealt with. And I had to learn that.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God, well, maybe, we're together. I want a baby. And, I even got to the point where I was like, hey, you want this sperm donor? I don't have to be with you. I know that you're a decent guy. Okay, well, cool. Go on, do what you got to do, put it in the cup, and I take care of the rest.
And people do that, though. They would do that.
That was me.
It was a movie, and I can't think of the movie, but there were where the woman just wanted the guy to be a sperm donor, and she wanted to just have a kid, and the kid was supposed to be that refreshing in her life, the cure to all of her issues, mental, physical, emotional, all of her issues. This baby was supposed to fix it. However, it was always something that something that was hindering her from doing it. And I think at the end of this movie, she just realized that it was better for her to wait, get healed, get help um, through whatever spiritual avenue that she took, because it does not help. I'm sorry, babies are expensive, and that's another issue. And I'm not trying to be. I love babies. I just don't want none right now because they are another bill. And if I'm not whole, how am I going to give my child the injustice of me not being whole? So I'm going to pass what I got going on down to my child.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, I definitely wanted to. Sometimes the one can be right under your nose, but you can get friend zone.
yeah.
You know that's true.
The friend zone is
Oh my god,
that gray area.
I've been there too.
Oh, I'm always
It is
the whole
not
girl.
pretty to be on the other side and be friend zoned. Okay.
Yeah, I know who this is.
Listen to good.
Hey, cuz.
There are. Yeah, you know what, and you're right. And there's a lot of amazing guys that get set to the side because of the fact that either their appearance is not, what the person is looking for, or they by height or their size or their personality. They may be a little nerdy and a little standoffish and just need somebody that of the opposite of them to bring them out, bring it out of them. And now I have gave a couple of guys a chance. Now I don't get around like that, okay? But I'm just saying, let me just clear that up. I don't know why I seen us having this conversation, but but look, like seriously, I've had my fair share of those. I am 5'11", 6 feet. I'm tall, so I've dated a short guy. I've dated a big guy. I even dated outside my race. I mean, I've done it, and you give those guys a chance, but sometimes it's just still some things just don't click. So, and there's still some things you just won't tolerate.
We talk about, especially as plus size women, we always go to the offense. Oh, I'm not like the model type. I don't. I'm not like the model type. How do I?
There should be a little box there that you'll be able to comment on.
Okay, so I think we're having some technical difficulties. Give us just a moment to try to fix them.
Yeah, there should be a box at the bottom where you're able to make a comment.
Oh yeah, so it's a little button in the very middle at the top.
Live chat.
It says live chat. You just
click
hit it,
on that,
and it should be up there. But we as women do the same thing as men. We want the muscle bound, the 6-pack, 8-pack, tall, dark and handsome, tall, light and handsome, goatee. We want what we see on TV. I know.
This sounds very. See, but see how that happens.
But we do it, and we always, as plus size women, as women in general, they just want what they see on TV. But we do too. We can't get mad at the men.
We want some eye candy too, honey.
Right? They want eye candy. We want eye candy, and it's I can say this too. And this is me because I've probably been single a little bit longer. Like, we tend to get very selfish as single people. What you got? You look like you got something to say? We tend to get very selfish, and to the point where we're so used to having it the way that we have it or we want it, and when we get into these relationships, we try to push what we want all on them and forget about what they want.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think it may be that you're set in your ways.
Okay, I can see that.
Maybe not selfish. It's just you setting your ways because. Oh, I mean, if you want to say, when I say setting your ways, it's like okay, there's certain things that you just will not like compromise. Because you've been doing it, you've been single for a while now.
But another thing you were saying, you have not necessarily setting your ways, but this is a question. You know how everyone has their standards. What is, as single women, and y'all can answer this if you can, because I don't know what's going on with the live chat, but what is too high of a standard? Look how she looked at me.
What?
What is too high of a standard? Because some people set standards that may for what they're looking for,
hard to achieve.
That are too hard to achieve. They're not gonna say, "Wow, I can." Don't matter. Yes, personality and swagger. I totally agree.
Right, and because look, the eye candy, that's just pretty. He's nice to look at on the outside,
but might be bad.
But he can be the biggest jerk. He can be, all the other things that you're not looking for. And only reason you with him is because he's cute and he's eye candy and he got the little 6-pack. Yeah, no.
But eye candy.
That's just the lustful eye. I'm sorry.
Let me tell y'all though.
That's
candy attract ants,
bugs,
gnats,
roaches, and they hard to get rid of. So guess what? I'm rating it right now. It's time for you to go. Bye. I'm rating you before.
Exactly.
You collect all that extra with it. No, it's just that eye candy is just the outer appearance, but of course, if you realize eye candy end up with eye candy, some of them do.
And it's eye candy.
Not saying
everybody.
Right, he's everybody eye candy, not just yours. But and not saying that there are some very attractive guys who are very loyal too. So I've met a couple of those. Unfortunately, not mine, but still, I've met some of them. But anyway, what was we talking about?
Standards.
But standards, like, okay, there is a point where your standards can be too high, because you can have, and again, let's go back to the great guy in front of you who has a job, who has his own house, has his own car, has a lot going for himself. You know what I'm saying? Educated, business minded. But yet you still overlook him because he doesn't have
that one thing
that you in which he gotta be close. Have the 6 figures, and he doesn't have that.
But you overlook the fact that
he has everything else.
He has everything else, and we can grow together to his 6 figures. We can build this empire together to the 6 figures or plus 6 figures.
Be that backbone, that what I'm saying. Like, come on, man.
That encouragement.
You close to it. You right. You be his cheerleader. What happened to that? And and that's where a lot of relationships fall now, because either the men is on both sides. The men don't know how to cheer their woman on because they're stuck on themselves, or the women don't cheer their man on, which they're stuck on themselves, or they just feel like, well, he should have been well together before. Well, sometimes you still have to encourage the other person.
I was talking to a young lady, and her standard was she don't want a man that has kids.
It's 2018. It's a little difficult to find somebody that does not have at least one child. If you find someone that doesn't have it, that you thank God. Thank God. Okay.
And see, the thing about it is, I told her, I said, well, what is the circumstance of this man? He could have. I have a friend. She is dating a guy who was married for 20 years. He has kids, and his wife left him for the same sex. So she left him for a woman. He has kids, but he's a good man. So you have literally let this good man, and this is not the friend that I'm talking about, but the other young lady, I gave her this this scenario. You will let a good man that God has put right in front of you, like A-Town Vet just said, he put it right in front of you, and because this guy has kids, you're gonna miss out on your blessing. You're gonna miss out what God has tailor made for you. You're gonna miss out on that because of something you said. The old folks always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And a lot of us have our own plans and standards and make and blueprints of a person or of our spouse.
Now, I don't see nothing wrong with telling God, okay, Lord.
You can tell
Like
him
for me,
mm-hmm.
All right, Lord. I'm just for an example. Like I would say, Lord, I want somebody tall. Please, like I dated this short guy, man. But I'm just saying, like, can I get somebody tall, please? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, be realistic about the things that you ask for now.
But if he don't send you somebody tall, you don't miss out. You have to go for the that one thing that if he's not tall, but he has everything else that you have required of a man. Just because he's tall, you just gonna be like, I asked the Lord for a tall man. But not that God was out a tall man, but maybe he felt or he knows, God knows you better.
I mean,
God
if you
knows
with him by now, then you should. That's just it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And sorry, rereading comments.
Look, if that's what the Lord's seeing you, I'm sure you will know, and
He
that
knows
person
us.
will know
And see,
too.
the thing about God knows us before we even knew ourselves, before we were made, before we were conceived, before we were thought of.
He know what you're gonna overlook too.
You don't know it. But I want people put God in a box. And we limit what he can actually do for us and what he can actually send. I'm not even saying that it's impossible for her to find a man that has no kids. But don't let that be your end all to be all when he has everything else. He has a good job. He has 6 figures. He has the spiritual life. He has a relationship, because you can have a spiritual life and not have a relationship with
That's
God.
one of my biggest prayers.
That's a whole two different subjects right there. Because you can have a spiritual life and not a relationship. And so if he has everything, but he got a kid, and you overlook it, you might be the only Jesus that this little girl, this baby girl see. You might be the only motherly figure that this son would ever see. You don't know what God's plan is for your life. And even as a single person, we was just talking about how we were like, oh, I wish that was me. Oh, yes, all this and all that. But you don't know what
is willing to give you attention to the point. Oh my gosh, it goes away so quick.
I don't know why it goes away. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. I'm watching. I got it open.
Okay.
But I'm gonna read your comment in a second, A-Time Vet. But like we have to accept what God allows in our life. If He's allowing me to be single,
there's a purpose.
There's a purpose, exactly.
Because there could be a place of where you need to really work on self. So, because there can be a lot of things that you have experienced, like a lot of heartache. Like if you've been, stood up. Some people carry that. If you've been dumped, cheated on. I mean, it's so many things that you end up carrying or experiencing as a single person that you definitely need to get rid of before you go into a relationship. So that's where you work on yourself. Because I know a lot of people have a lot. I know, especially women, you have self-esteem issues. You have men who has issues where you can't separate themselves. They have self-esteem issues too. Men, oh my God, men have self-esteem issues.
The same type of insecurities and everything.
Everything, and there's some things that you need to work on, and then God also puts us in a place where we can be by ourselves so that we can work on our relationship with Him.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be your number one in your life. He has to, or anything else before Him won't work.
This is a good question.
You don't put man before.
Right. This is a good question. If you can't have a relationship with God, what makes you think He's going to send someone that He cherishes to be in a relationship with you, and vice versa? Because relationship is just what it is. Okay, we pray, we read, and we get to know the Lord. We pray, we have that communication, we get to know the Lord. That's the same thing with dating. When you going through that dating process, You get to know this person, y'all talk, y'all converse, y'all call on the phone, y'all text, y'all read, and that's the same. It's the same concept.
Like you get that spirit of discernment too, because you and red flags, you'll be able to pick them up quickly. Because if you're dating out of the flesh, there are gonna be a lot of things that you miss. You're gonna miss a lot of those red flags.
A lot of things
you're gonna think those red flags are the best thing about that person. You're like, whoa, no.
It's a lot of things, and then when you date in the flesh too, there's a lot of things that, like she said, that you're gonna miss. But it's also a lot of things that are attached to you in the process. And I'm talking about on the spiritual realm, where things like certain spirits would attach to you. If you slept with this person and you know for a fact that it was not meant for you to sleep with this person, then you're dealing with a whole other thing, which is soul ties. And then try dealing with soul ties and then go back to living a single life.
That's difficult.
Okay, so I'm going to read your comments.
Okay, we're going to read them off the phone because they disappeared so really quick on here.
Okay, so the first one, he said, number one, if a man is willing to give you attention to the point it's almost annoying, not creepy or nothing, LOL, but if he checks on you, he cares. He checks on you, it's a lot, he cares. So that means yes, that's.
You know what? I'll give that to you because for me, that's like a number one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like to know if where do you stand? Where, how do you feel about a person? I want to know because if you for what I like for to talk to you in the morning, or pray together. Right. You like women like that kind of stuff. Like
men do too.
Yeah, men do too. Mm-hmm. They do. But we like to hear, good morning, like she said, or, how's your day going? Someone that he doesn't have to be over the top with it, but just to get that, hey, how you doing? Or how's work going? Or how's your day going? How was, that's important. Mm-hmm. That's very important. That keeps the person interested too.
Technology has really taken that away from us.
Communication.
Communication is a whole nother realm. So we have to get creative nowadays. Not even just the technology, but life in general. We have been groomed to go hustle, hustle, bustle, hustle, go, 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 go. And so we have to now put forth even more effort than we did back in the day. Back in the day, we used to get on the telephone. We have to remember that person's phone number. First of all, call them. And then talk on the phone. But now,
talk on the phone.
You ask me my number, I got to think about it.
You ask
me her number, I have to ask her for her number. And then but the thing about that too in communication, it's a blessing as well, because if you can't send me a hello, good morning text, it takes 2 minutes. But I see you on Facebook and you post it up, I'm making this money, I'm grinding, I'm whatever, workflow, and you can text me, that shows you, that shows you where his priority lies. So that's a really good point, A-Town Vet. And A-Town Vet also said, if he understands or even push not to have sex, so you all can get to know each other and not be blinded to sex, he cares. That's good. That's good.
You know what?
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's very important, because you don't want someone that leads with sex, because that's pretty much all that person is looking for. That's on men and women. Mm-hmm. Now, some people, granted, some relationships do work, but once the sex get boring, what happens? Mm-hmm. They end up cheating or end up leaving them for somebody else. Mm-hmm. Get to know each other more intimately. There's a lot more there's a different ways to show intimacy other than just sex. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you,
that's
all
any other kind
on a man is if you can stimulate a woman's mind.
Don't pretend to stimulate the mind. Look, that works.
That works for a few conversations. After that, we know you're not talking about nothing.
You ain't talking about
we
that.
We know you don't know nothing.
Give me some conversation. If I hit you up and just say I inbox you and I'm like, hey, how's your day going? you know,
Mhm.
and seeing your little smiley face emojis, cheesing, because I'm thinking about you. But then you see me back, oh, I'm good. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so, you know, how's work, blah, 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 blah. It's okay. I'm bored.
Next.
Right, I get bored quick.
Next slide.
I'm moving on because there's nothing else to talk about. Like now, I know some people aren't phone people, but some people like to talk in person. But if you and that person are very interested in each other, you're gonna make a conversation happen on the phone.
You're gonna compromise.
You're gonna
at
make a
some
way.
point.
Exactly.
Mhm. Y'all gonna have to agree to again get creative on how we're gonna build this relationship. If it takes one night a week where we cut off the phone, we meet up, we go to the movie, we go get coffee,
No phone.
we get off of Facebook, whatever it takes to make it work. But
Make it
again,
happen.
that all goes back. It all goes back to being able to do that stuff with yourself, because
I date me.
exactly.
I date me.
You go to the movies by yourself. Go out
Yeah.
to eat by yourself.
Yeah.
Go somewhere go shopping by yourself. You don't always have to have people. And
I won't shop
it
by
is
myself.
almost it's almost frowned upon if you go to the movies by yourself. Oh, how you do that?
People think you are
are
crazy. They literally think you're crazy because I tell them, I say, well, I take myself to the movies. Honey, because I'll go to Groupon real quick,
Mm-hmm.
buy the little $5 movie ticket,
Mm-hmm.
but Movie Studio Girl, which I love going to. And they're like,
Which one? The
I
outdoor
wanna-
and
yes,
yes, girl. I pass that all the time. I'm
Like-
going there.
I'm going to the movies by myself. I'm a movie girl, so I love the movies. You know, shoot, I do stuff. I do a lot of stuff by myself. I even go to dinner.
Yep.
And then if I'm like, I'm type person, I end up talking to the person next to me. If I'm not talking to them,
She
I'll
is
put
so
a movie.
outgoing, guys. She is so outgoing. I'm the quieter one.
Look.
Contrary to popular beliefs, I'm the quiet one. We get out and she get to talking to people. Like last week for her birthday, we went to Improv. If you hadn't checked that video
The
out,
basement.
the basement theater, and we sat down. She instantly began talking to this guy. It ended up being a good conversation or whatever. And I'm sitting
And
there
helpful.
like, and not because. Not because I'm just really shy. It's hard for me to initiate conversation all the time. You know, I'll do hi. I'm getting better though. She rubbing off on me. I'm like, hey, how you doing today? Like we did it today.
You did good.
I did.
She did. Like a lady started a conversation with us about some, what was it called?
The lasagna fritters.
Yeah, and they had an amazing conversation. I was just like, yeah. I'm sitting here because I'm hungry. I was like, yeah, girl, they good.
And see, that's something I have to work on, because even if I go out by myself, I should be able to converse with someone that's not in my immediate aura. Because half the time I'm on the phone, and that's who I'm talking to, somebody I already know, and I'm like, yeah, girl, so let me tell you what happened at work, or yeah, girl, let me tell you on the way over to my house, or whatever, and I'm on the phone, so I completely block out the rest of the world, and that's always, now that I'm looking at that, that could be a turnoff, because if I'm on my phone now, and I'm just running, and he's throwing signs at me, and I can't stop to catch the signs, that may be a turnoff. So I'm talking and healing and listening and getting some stuff right now as I'm talking to you guys or whatever. But what we talking about, dating yourself?
Look, my thing is, I like to talk, but I don't like talking to myself. Does that make sense?
No, I'm the only child, so I have a conversation with
No, I'm talking about
I'm just
when. I've had those conversations. Correct. Yeah, I've had those conversations, like talking and stuff. But that's my self say, like those kind of. But anyway, you missed that. You know what?
Yeah.
But anyway, so no, I mean when I say I don't like talking to myself, I don't understand. Like when we're having this conversation, we're sitting across from each other, and I'm constantly having to pull something out of you. Like, come on, talk,
Yeah.
say something, and you're still not saying anything. I'm bored.
And it gets awkward. I had that.
It gets very
And
awkward.
I'm
I get to the point where I'm like, you know what?
I'm probably the cause
I'll
of
see you
awkward.
later.
I'm because it's like, all right, so how about those Falcons? You know, like it's
Yeah,
just
I
really
just jumped on the
weird.
Falcon board, so I don't know. Yeah, my coworker said you switched everything.
This show is over with. I'm just kidding.
Look, my coworker's like, you jumped the bandwagon every the 1 minute you with Philly, next minute you with the Seahawks. I mean, I'm like, what's this? Yeah, whoever wins is on with. All right, so
Ooh, I hate it.
I'm working on it.
Work on yourself. See, that's why she's single right there, because she don't know how to rep the A-town, rep the hometown.
Hey, once I find out what team you weren't with, what team you with, oh, the Falcons. Yeah, me too.
Go Falcons.
I don't know who the quarterback and none of them is, but yeah, I'm with them too. I just know they got a lot of young tennis on the team now, honey. That's it.
All right, Timber
That's all I know.
Nice little Timber Romans. Anyway,
They got a new team, a whole bunch of new people. So.
But anyway, we done got all the way, like,
Anyway,
all the way off subject, but like,
back on topic.
dating yourself shows that you're comfortable in your skin, and that really seeps out of your pores to a man, or a woman if you're a man.
Confidence.
You know, it shows, oh, she's comfortable or he's comfortable being by himself. So I'm gonna go holler. I'm gonna go holler. Because like I said in the previous video, you are the first example of how the world gets to treat you. So I'm treating myself like a queen, or you're treating yourself like a king. I can't do nothing but attract royalty at this point. You know?
And then also, like, you know, the guy, you know, when you meet the guy or woman in your life, then they will also know, okay, well, this is something they was already doing before we got together. So include them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on Friday nights, I like to go and watch a movie by myself after work. So, okay, well, you know, make it a routine thing, something you guys can enjoy together.
Because I mean, at this point, if y'all are in that stage of talking, I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all have some type of similarities.
So, another topic. Who should pay for the first date, and where should you guys meet for the first? Now, when I say first date, I mean meet and greet, or you've already met each other somewhere. Say, okay, let's go out. So, who should pay?
I'm from the old school,
Who should pay?
so you know I'm gonna say the man.
Okay. I agree with that. Like if it's the first date, but then some of the new ways of dating, the guys are like, well, you asked me, so I feel like you should pay. Or they're like, well, yeah, I'll pay, but they'll take you to like a Starbucks or something. So, or they'll take you to, you know, a place.
But you know-
My thing is, if it's the first date, or we're just meeting in for the first time or whatever, we don't have to go anywhere expensive.
Right, I can see a
Nice little Starbucks is
Dunkin'
fine.
Donuts, whatever.
But if we've, you know,
been going for a while,
going for a minute and you trying to take me to Starbucks because you want cheap, just be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can probably go to Groupon, $40 or 2 people and have a nice dinner and in some form of activity. Like I always tell the guy, just be creative. If your pockets are light, like
I mean, even though I'm old school, though, again,
I
this
still
goes
feel
back
like the
to
guy should pay though.
yeah, even though I'm old school and think the guy that should pay, don't go in it. This goes back to dating yourself, treating yourself. If you've already gone to a 5-star restaurant and by yourself and treated yourself, you shouldn't have to go into this dating situation or this date per se and expect for somebody to pay for you
On a 5-star.
on any star.
Let
you know
that
what I'm
be
saying?
something. Let his be his choice.
And it might be something that y'all can agree on. Well, let's go Dutch on this one or whatever the case may be. But you know, don't go with the mindset of I hope he paid because I won't raise like that. It is what it is because you've dated yourself. You've got to know yourself. You treat yourself. It is what it is.
I don't think we have any more ways.
Yeah. But the moral of this whole single thing is enjoy your single life. Don't put a burden on yourself because it is what it is. It's a burden on yourself.
Yeah, it's
to
stress.
try to get with somebody, and then you start making decisions or dating people who
just to say you have someone.
just to say
It's
you
not
have
worth
somebody,
it. Mhm.
and it's not worth it at all. Because then you get into the relationship and you don't have no peace of mind, and then you start be like, man, I remember when I was single, I had peace of mind. I didn't have to
Go through
all of this drama and issues and stuff like that. So,
but every relationship is not perfect. So
it's not.
A lot of relationships do take work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, relationships do take it. Work.
It's work, compromise.
It takes work.
Creativity, like we
it just
saying.
doesn't. It's not
Mm-hmm.
peaches and creams like
Mm-hmm.
off the top. I mean, of course, it's you have your happy days where you're just meeting, just like newlyweds when they first get married. But then eventually in a relationship, you don't have those times where you just don't agree on everything. So, and don't just throw in the towel so quickly when you have like those intense conversations.
A lot of these young kids that's getting married, they don't try, they don't want to push, they don't want
6
to
months
make
got divorced already.
a year.
I'm sorry,
Y'all was right. Like, what happened to the 50 years? What happened to
that for better or worse than just
for better or worse, sickness and health. Like, but all of that, all of those traits, all of those characteristics, all of those standards come in the stages of being single. You have that time to evaluate, reevaluate, look at the person in the mirror and say, what can I change today? How can I grow today? Because I don't want to, it's not fair to, Joe, that I came into this relationship and I'm wrong and I'm not right and I'm mentally spilled. I'm emotionally banged up, And so you have to think about it in that aspect. Stop rushing to say I have somebody. Stop rushing to say I have somebody and a kid. Just wait on God. Number one, wait on God.
Wait on God.
And then on the other hand, don't get so used to being that situation where you're like, whatever, he just like everybody else, she just like everybody else. I don't have time, I don't have the emotions, I don't want to, how we do, and we push it away. So we have to get that balance, get to know ourselves, get to love ourselves, get to treating ourselves, put ourselves on the pedestal. So when somebody come in, they ain't got to try to put you on the pedestal and you don't know how to stand up there.
There's gonna be a part 2 to this single, because there's a lot more that we did not cover in this video. But one thing I do want to say about that is, just because you're waiting on God to send your husband or your wife does not mean that you have to sit in one place. It does not mean that. And a lot of people, I'm gonna say some church people, not all, but some are opposed to people, going on the dating sites because you can meet a little weirdo or whatever, but some people end up liking up with that. My thing is, as a single person, and I'm saying this to you, it's your choice if you decide you want to sit in one space. But if you sit in that one spot, how are you going to ever meet anybody else?
I want to go ahead and I want to close out right there because that's going to go into part 2. The part 2 of this is single in the church, single in ministry. We've been there, done that, and we know how it goes. Y'all don't want to miss that one. We're going to come back, and I think we do our dope discussion live. We do those every 2 weeks on a Saturday. So not the next Saturday, but the Saturday after that, I think. I think I know something. We'll talk about it. But either we will do it, and then we'll post it later. but it will be done. But we have to talk about it because that's something that is
that needs to be addressed.
It's the
Because
demographic
we have so
of
many
single people in
Yeah.
the church. Is
It's 2018,
ridiculous.
baby. It's time to do something
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Not go overboard or put yourself in a dangerous space or anything, but it's time to do something.
Time to
different.
get out of bondage, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. All right, guys, this has been real. We want you guys to take some time out, even if you're in a relationship with someone.
Take some time out for
For
you.
you, take
Love
some time
you.
to love yourself, treat yourself, and put yourself on a pedestal.
Put yourself first. Let God lead you.
Mhm.
Don't just jump out there on your own. As long as you have God in front of you, you follow.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be you will be a-okay.
And that's the pedestal that you should be standing on in the first place.
Amen.
Yeah, all right.
All right, guys. So share this video, like and subscribe,
And hit the
bell
bell
to be
notified. Hit the bell to be notified.
Yes. And again, stay tuned. Keep your eyes open and
Your eyes open and your ears open.
your ears open.
And we will talk to you later.
And look
We
out for
post every Tuesdays and Thursdays our vlogs and mukbangs and challenges. So you guys make sure you subscribe, share this video, and go like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and don't forget about YouTube and Twitter.
And Twitter.
All right, guys. We love you.
Bye.
Peace.